I told y'all that I would do a Meps video, so here you go.
Cause I'm in love with you.
What's up YouTube, it's that one girl here and I'm back with another video. If you haven't already liked this video, go ahead and do that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. I don't understand why you wouldn't, and click the bell so you can turn your post notifications on and be notified every single time that I post a new video. First, I would like to start by saying I'm so sorry that I've been MIA. Finals are done now, so it is my winter break and I will be more consistent. In fact, I'm going back to my regular schedule, Mondays and Fridays. As you can tell by the title of this video, we're talking about Meps. Now, my experience was 2017, so I'm sure it's different now with the COVID-19 pandemic, but I'm still going to tell you about it because you asked for it. As usual, I like to emphasize that I'm only talking about my experience. So this is not me speaking for everybody who's gone to Meps, all the reservists, all the active duty, blah, blah, blah. This is just me talking about my Air Force Reserve experience at Meps. The night before Meps, I got to the hotel. There's a hotel that you have to go to because you check in and like they take you on a bus the next day or whatever. So we checked in, or I checked in about 7 p.m. I drove myself this time and just called my parents when I got there because, you know, I was a child. I'm still a child, low-key. When you are going to Meps, you can't have nail polish. I wrote it down. No nail polish, no open-toed shoes, holes in your clothes, no earrings for men, no nose rings, no short shorts, no low-cut shirts. You have to have undergarments, no boy shorts, thongs, jock straps, or sports bras. Boom. So that's the list of what not to wear or have with you when you are going to Meps. Check-in as usual at the hotel. I'm pretty sure there's somebody at the front waiting for you that knows, you know, they're expecting people that are coming from Meps. I do believe that I shared a room with people, and it's all kinds of people. So it's active duty, it's guard, it's reserve, it's, oh man, what was I going to say? It's Air Force, it's Army, it's, you know, whatever branch, because Meps has all the different branches. You just have your own liaison office when you go there, but I'll get to that. Once you're checked in, and I think you just drop your stuff off to your room, they give you instructions on where to go for what. So there's like, the hotel I went to, there was like a downstairs area for the military, and they had like a lounge. You could watch movies, you could play games, there were snacks there, whatever. But there was also somebody there to take your paperwork. Make sure you have the paperwork that your recruiter gave you. I cannot emphasize this enough, because if you do not have what you need. So once I did all of that, I went ahead to dinner. Dinner was really good. I'm pretty sure it was like a full dinner. I do remember that it was good because I've told y'all before when food is nasty and whatever. And I remember there was a guy from, I think, the Army, and then there was another girl who sat at my table. You can mingle here. This is not like BMT where, you know, just don't talk unless you're spoken to. So we were mingling. Everybody was just talking about, you know, where they were from, why they joined the military, what branch, whatever. After dinner, I'm going to be honest with you all, I had like a panic attack. I was just rereading through some things and talking to some girls, and they were like, oh, you still have your cartilage in. I don't think you're allowed to have that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, yo, they're not going to let me go to Meps. They're not going to let me sign in and do whatever you need to do at Meps. So I'm freaking out because of this cartilage piercing, and I'm like, there's no way. I've never taken it out since I got it done. I don't know how to, yada, yada. So I go to one of the desks. I don't know what it is. But there was a desk with this lady there. And she's like, oh no, we should try to take it out. If you ever run into a situation like this, and the person says, oh, we should try to take it out, that means they don't know how to. And you shouldn't let them. We are sitting there struggling, and it hurts because it's a cartilage piercing. Like, honestly, I don't think these things ever heal. This one, I can play with it and whatever, but if somebody hits it, it's still an earring. It's going to hurt. My ear is sensitive up here. I don't even remember when I got it re-pierced, but it's a cartilage piercing. So she keeps twisting around and trying to, like, do things and take the back off. I don't know if y'all can tell. This is a really big back for the earring. But, so yeah, she's, like, twisting around, trying to, like, pull it off. And I'm just, like, sitting there like, yo, yes, I want it off, but you are killing me and I'm about to fight you. Of course, this fool grabs like scissors and she's like, yeah, I think we could just cut the back off and then slide this part out the front. So I'm like, okay, you know what? She's in the military. She knows that they're probably not going to accept me with this earring. And I've already gone through the trouble of driving here, yada, yada. So let me sit down and let her figure it out. She takes the scissors, right? Tries to cut off the earring. The earring is stubborn, so she like misses the earring and cuts off a piece of skin from the back of my ear, bruh. And so I'm like bleeding, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's like freaking out. And I'm not even freaking out. It hurt, duh. Like she cut the back, like she cut skin off the back of my ear. But I'm not freaking out because I'm just like, yo, this is on you, because I was thinking like cheerleading, we used to just put a little band-aid over it and call it a day, you know. Oh, maybe I got cut. But apparently there are rules and stuff about like cuts and bruises and stuff that you have too. The military is very strict, y'all, if y'all haven't picked up on that. Now, like I said, she's freaking out. I'm freaking out. And I don't remember if she called my recruiter or she called somebody else that she knew that was like in the military. But she called somebody. She's like, hey, so so-and-so is here and she got her earring in and we were trying to get rid of it, and now I tried to get it out and cut it, and I ended up cutting her, and now she's bleeding. Do you think they're not going to let her in the Meps? And I'm like, yo, this is so much drama for this one little earring, and I don't know why. It's not hurting anybody, but anyway. So it ended up being okay. I think she just cleaned it, put a Band-Aid on it for the night, and just left it because I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what happened because I know we didn't take it out that night. I really don't remember how that cartilage got out and when I re-pierced it. But yeah, that was my experience for that evening. So of course, after all that drama, I went back to the room, took a shower, and then I was ready for bed because wake up call was at like 5 or 4 in the morning. Nope. There is a 4 a.m. wake up call from the front desk, but I'm pretty sure me and my roommates either all set alarms or only I set an alarm. But I set mine as like a just in case alarm. So the phone rang at like 4 a.m. I was the only one who moved to answer it. And then my phone alarm went off at like 4:15 or something. Because I don't need a full hour to get ready. So I was like, I will answer your little phone call and then I'm going back to bed for a little bit. Which didn't happen because like I told y'all before, once I'm up, it's a wrap. Just get ready how you want to get ready. I've heard some people say don't use mouthwash and don't do a specific type of toothpaste, and there are all types of things about like what can influence your results at Meps. I've heard don't eat a poppy seed bagel for breakfast because it'll say something about marijuana in your system. I don't know. There are all kinds of things. I don't usually pack mouthwash when I go to a hotel anyway, so I don't think I use mouthwash. And I don't like bagels like that unless it's cinnamon raisin, so I definitely didn't have that. But anyway, if you believe in myths, look them up. Or if you believe in that kind of stuff, look them up. I don't know how true they are. I don't care. So I didn't. But once you get ready, you can go ahead downstairs for breakfast. It is a full breakfast. Like they had a whole buffet. Like they knew that y'all were going to be hungry for the day. So I ate as much as I possibly could because I like to eat. And then after that, make sure that I think you give them your hotel keys or whatever, like you're checked out and everything. And then they line you up to get on a bus to Meps. I didn't get on the bus. I remember that. I drove to the Meps location, and when you get to the gate, so if you do this, I don't remember why it was an option, but I'm pretty sure it's like people that were dropped off got on the bus and then people that drove themselves drove to the location, but whatever. I drove. Make sure you have your paperwork again, because if you drive yourself, you're not on the bus, you're not with the crew, so you don't just slide in. You have your paperwork, you come to the gate, they're like, what do you want? And you're like, I'm here for the Meps. Well, don't do that. But yeah, you give them your paperwork. Of course, they see you're here for Meps, they clear you, you go ahead in. So I got in. Once you get to the Meps, they give you instructions outside, kind of like how I talked about with First Night at BMT. If you haven't seen that video yet, stop playing around, go watch it. But you're standing outside, pretty much lined up again, and they're giving you instructions on how it's going to be when you get inside. There was this one old guy who was not playing. Like, he had attitude from the time we got there. And I was just like, why is he so aggressive? Why is he so angry? Who knows? But he was. Once they're done giving you all these instructions, you go in through these doors, and there's like a desk. I don't really know how to explain it, but it was kind of like a semicircle kind of desk over there to my right side. And they're like standing there, and I think you give them paperwork, and there's a whole thing. Like, you're really in a line the whole time that day, unless you go into your liaison's office. So yeah, you're going through, getting processed in or whatever. Then the next thing I think was medical. So medical is the longest part of the day, personally, in my opinion. They do vision, they do this like weird physical where you have to duck walk and whatever, which I guess is not weird because, I mean, we do the same thing for collegiate athletes, but anyway, I said vision, that. Then you do a real physical with the doctor. So ladies, they gonna be all up in your business. Okay, I just want you to know. And remember I told you about that pregnancy test? They're gonna ask again, stuff like that. Oh yeah, so for vision, I wear contacts, if you guys couldn't tell. The truth is out. I wear contacts, so take your contact solution and case with you, because when they're doing your vision, just like at the regular eye doctor, you're gonna have to take them out at some point. The lady that was with me, she was just so shocked. I think she had just started wearing contacts. She was like, how'd you get them out that fast? I was like, girl, you like, just slide them out. But she's one of those people who does the pinch. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. If you wear contacts, do you pinch or do you slide? I slide because I'm so scared that I'm going to like pinch my whole eye out. I just can't do it. So she was so shocked. They also do hearing. They do urine tests. They draw your blood, get your vital signs. I think that's it. There's probably more, but there's a lot that they do. That's why I say the medical examination is the longest part. And they're broken down into sections. So it's like, there's a specific order, but there were times where the doctors got kind of like, not mixed up, but out of order because somebody had to use the bathroom. So then they would just be like, you know what, you're going to be pushed ahead to urine test. Somebody ended up skipping vision and went somewhere else. So then there was just a whole bunch of changing around. Once you're done with medical and you're cleared or whatever, I'm pretty sure this is the point where you go take your Asvab. Like I said, I'm kind of going off of my memory, off the top of my dome, because it's been a while. But I know I took the Asvab that day. I just can't remember at what point. I think I told you all before that I did not study for the Asvab at the time. I was studying for my own finals in my actual, like, college. So I just wasn't worried about it. I was like, you know what? Isn't it like an aptitude test? So it's like a SAT or whatever. You know it or you don't. That's kind of what it is. So yeah. Didn't study for that. They take you into this like classroom and give you instructions. There was this one guy who was just like, if I see you sleeping or I think you look like you're sleeping or you're not paying attention, you're talking blah, 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 then you're out. And then you're going to have to explain to your recruiter why you were not cleared to start in the military or whatever. So we're sitting there in the classroom, and I think he's explaining, and there's a lady in there with him, and she's like, that boy's sleeping. And the boy looks up, of course, it's already in the military, you know you shouldn't be talking back, but he's like, I wasn't sleeping, I like blinked, I was just resting my eyes for a little bit. He said something dumb, and everybody's just, you know you can't turn around, so you're just looking forward. And the guy's like, get out, grab your stuff, get out. You gotta call your recruiter, I'm done. So he picks up his stuff. Of course, you can only see him when he leaves the door. So I'm just like, oh, they not playing. But yeah, so they explain the instructions. Then you go, I think the Asvab was on the computer. So they take you into a different room after those instructions are given. So you can do that. And it's not like an SAT with you got to stop and then, you know, they'll tell you when to move forward. Like, you just do it at your own pace. Side note, going back to the medical history and all that stuff, don't lie. It's not good for you. It's not good for anybody. The same way I told you in my last video about, you know, the tattoos and stuff, don't get any more, don't do this and that. everything should remain the same. The same thing you told your recruiter when they were doing all that paperwork with you before for like your background check, whatever. It should be the same when you go later to Meps. That's all I'm saying. Because you don't want it to be complicated and you don't want to not be accepted. So just don't lie and stay consistent. They will try to trip you up though. Like if you write anything that's slightly different, they'll ask you questions and stuff like that. But if you're telling the truth, just continue telling the truth. Don't let them scare you. That's all I'm saying. So once you get your scores, you go back to your liaison's office and you give them the paperwork. It really wasn't anything special. Like I handed this guy my scores and he's like, oh, you can get any job you want, blah, blah, blah. Can you lift this whatever pounds? I don't remember how many pounds it was, but it was some amount and you have to be able to lift it. And he was like, oh, you can do any job you want, blah, blah, blah. Do you have anything in mind? And I think that was when I said fire protection, you know, like a, what they call it, a fire dog. They said something like that. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, yeah. The other option was an aerospace medical something. One of the girls in my flight did it. And I was like, I gotta be in a helicopter or whatever. And my friends were laughing at me because they were like, you want to be in the Air Force, but you were scared to, like, fly? I'm not scared to fly. But helicopters, that's a whole different thing. Like, the airplane, it's enclosed. It's like, but the helicopter is so tight and I don't know. I've never been in one. I know that I would like to go on a helicopter ride one of these days, but I am going to need a little bit more coverage before that happens. So I was not signing up for a job that required it. Once all that stuff is done and you're done with your liaison, they will let you know that you are good to go and they'll send all the information to your recruiter and then you can leave. I don't know what happened to people that get on the bus, but I know that my car was parked and I dipped out. So that's that. Alright, you guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for being patient with me posting another video. I'm so sorry. I will do my best. I can't even promise. I will do my best to not do this again. Winter break is definitely going to be easy, but when my last semester of my master's, the last semester of my master's is this upcoming spring. So that one, I will not make any promises to y'all because I'm doing a research project that is it's going to take my whole life, mind, soul, all of that. So let me know what other videos you would like to see down below. If you watch this video to the end, go ahead and comment Meps. If you haven't already liked this video, go ahead and do that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. I don't understand why you wouldn't. And click the bell so you can turn your post notifications on to be notified every single time that I post a new video. Most importantly, please go ahead and share this video. Share it with a man in a hat, share it with an acrobat, and share it with an Air Force brat. I don't care. Love you guys. Deuces.
Don't talk it, you 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 don't talk it.